What's going on, everyone? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well. And in today's video, we have a theory regarding the Bad Batch in Episode 3. Let's get right into it. Yes, it's pretty obvious, but I must say this. There are spoilers for the Bad Batch, so click off now if you haven't seen it. Some may argue compared to Episode 1 of the Bad Batch and what we saw in Episode 1 kind of doesn't really live up to what we saw in Episode 2 and Episode 3. Some may say that Episode 2 and Episode 3 of the Bad Batch compared to Episode 1 just didn't really live up to what exactly they thought it might have. Even then, however, I think Episode 3 provided some great development for our characters and really did continue on the story, especially here with Wrecker. Same thing for Episode 2, of course. Apparently, just like Omega, many people have some mixed feelings about Wrecker, just kind of calling him out being, too childish, I guess, but I don't really know. I personally really do like his character and think he's pretty fun, and furthermore, that they're setting him up to be a heartbreaking character here that we're going to see in some future episodes, and exactly what we saw with him in Episode 3 is kind of hinting at that whole idea. Of course, I mentioned it in our breakdown video of Episode 3 of the Bad Batch, so go check that out. It's here on the channel. But like I mentioned, I wanted to save it for a separate theory video and go a little more in depth onto it and what we could possibly see and exactly what went down, I guess. At the beginning of Episode 3, we do see the whole crew kind of go through a crash here and crash land on a desolated moon. And in that crash, we do see Wrecker hit his head pretty dang hard. And some may argue, of course, that it's just a concussion and that they're being realistic. And I don't really think that they would just kind of do that because, clones fall and hit their heads all the time and can take on some serious injuries just like that. And especially seeing that Wrecker is a more brute and kind of can take some more endurance onto maybe getting shot rather than just once. He can get shot like multiple times. So that being said, I don't really think that there could be the whole reason behind that. And furthermore, I also want to mention that he does complain about having a headache later on in the episode, so they're not just kind of just like one and done type of thing and it happened and it's over and that was that. No, they're kind of dragging it out, and I think our animators and directors and producers of the show are telling us that there's going to be some future things that happen to Wrecker in the Bad Batch. Well, I hate to say it, I'm pretty sure that his inhibitor chip has been activated and that he will go on to execute Order 66 or at least turn on his brothers, much like we see Crosshair do. Furthermore, not only are they setting up this kind of strong bond between Hunter and Omega, but they're also setting up kind of that same bond between Omega and Wrecker, and I think that's going to play out into future episodes on what we see with Wrecker and Omega, and probably a really heartbreaking scene, quite honestly, having Wrecker turned his inhibitor chip and it turns on and he's going to execute Order 66 on Omega, and that does go on to reveal that she's Force sensitive and actually a Jedi. However, I do think there is time that he could be saved, however, because they will eventually meet up with Rex, as we did see in the trailer, to kind of get the inhibitor chip fixed and out of him. Quite honestly, it does sound a little far-fetched for Omega to be, a Force sensitive being, but I have had other theory videos on that. You guys can check those out on the channel, whether or not she's a Palpatine or Force sensitive. Either one could result in what could happen here in the heartbreaking scene between Wrecker and Omega. But like I just said, maybe it is a little far-fetched, but hey, I think it would be a really cool thing for them to kind of, put there into the show. I think it would be a cool little thing and kind of really strengthen, I guess, Omega's character rather than just having her there and just kind of being there. It just kind of feels awkward because she's a kid and she's with these soldiers. It just feels awkward, and I think many people agree on that. So far, however, I think in Episode 1 and Episode 2, they've done a pretty good job with kind of keeping her, and I don't really necessarily want to say out of the way, but have her contribute a thoughtful amount of things to the story and kind of push it on with her character and with these other characters that we have. Not necessarily gonna lie to you guys though, I think Episode 3 does slack a little bit in that, and I think Episode 4 and Episode 5 and future episodes could actually make up for that if we do see this scene between Wrecker and Omega. Of course, like my other theory videos, I will continue to speak on that as we kind of quote-unquote, as what we've been calling it, gathering evidence from these other episodes and future episodes to kind of carry on these theories and predictions. So hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any of those future videos. Leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it, and check out our Instagram, Unofficial Star Wars, for more news, memes, facts, and all types of other Star Wars content. And until next time, the Force will be with you always. Peace out.